Hey guys, welcome back to Bare Bones Living. Amanda here, and this is my Azure haul for January, but this is also the Azure haul that I got for during the pantry challenge with Three Rivers. So like I had mentioned, I'm still gonna allow myself to get this because we don't have any dairy animals and we are a family that loves dairy. So a large chunk of my order was for dairy. And then another large chunk of it was for my chickens that I'll show you. And then something that I'm striving to do more growing of this year is a goal that I have for this year is to grow more practical things and useful things that I know I'll use all the time than so many fun, whimsical things that are different or pretty or whatever. I mean, there's still value in that, but I have a very limited growing space, so I'm going to devote more of that space to token things like carrots and celery and maybe potatoes or something like that that I can preserve for my family's use. So let me just dive right in here and show you what I have. I will start off with the dairy, since that's a big part of it. I got 3 of these grass-fed organic butters. I haven't tried these before, but I think I had mentioned to you guys in my pantry challenge video that I was also doing an imperfect grocery delivery, and that's where I was getting my butter from. I was getting it from a company called Vital Farms, and that was grass-fed butter as well, and we really enjoyed that. But I think I'm actually going to be canceling that subscription. I have postponed it for the month of January to see if we really miss it. And so I found a substitute on Azure of a nice grass-fed organic butter. So I'll let you guys know what I think about that. So I got 3 of those. I also got some whole milk mozzarella, a big block of that. We use lots of cheese for casseroles, and we make pizzas and all sorts of things, so I'd rather buy a big bulk thing of mozzarella and shred it myself to save money. Then, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a lot of yogurt here. And unfortunately, this is one of the downfalls of Azure sometimes. All I wanted was this pack of 6 vanilla yogurts, which is this carton right here. It's the A2 vanilla yogurt, and what I didn't realize before when I showed you guys this, it's vanilla yogurt, and I buy vanilla yogurt from the store all the time, and I've never come across this before. But once I got towards the bottom and I tipped it, I saw like this little peak of these little black flecks. And I was like, oh my God, did this mold or something? And I started to panic, and then I looked at it and I realized that it was the vanilla seeds, the vanilla beans in there. And I double checked on the back here, and it actually does say that it has vanilla beans in it. So it's got like this layer of vanilla bean at the bottom. It was delicious. My boys, I have 2 young boys, and they ate this in 2 days, and that was most of it was gone before I even realized that there was all that vanilla bean at the bottom. So now I'm going to mix it all up. Once I mixed in the vanilla bean, they really ate it up fast. But they really, really, really enjoyed it. And so I just wanted to get a 6-pack of that. So that's what I ordered. And then through most of the month of December, it was fine. And then towards the end, it said that this was not going to be available, but buying them individually was. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just get 2 then. So I ordered 2 of the vanilla yogurts by themselves. And then they said this wasn't going to be available. So I got another grass-fed vanilla yogurt because my boys just absolutely love yogurt, and I knew we couldn't be without that. But I didn't remove these 2 items from my grocery list. And these still said that they weren't going to be coming. So I thought all I was going to get was 2 of these. And once the final grocery bill came and it said, hey, your order's been shipped, I got all of them. Which, I mean, it's way more yogurt than we need. But this is definitely not going to go to waste because, like I said, my boys went through this in 2 days. Full disclosure, I've already opened this yogurt. I picked this up today. And when we got home, both of my boys wanted yogurt. And so we finished off the last of the yogurt that we had in our refrigerator, and they wanted more. So I had to already dive into this one. So we're going to have no problem getting through this. It's just a god-awful amount of yogurt. And I'm just glad that we have it on hand. I can freeze this to preserve it, so I know it's not going to go bad. But yeah, that's a lot of yogurt. For the milk this time, I got a different one. Last time I got their seasonal full fat milk, and that was delicious. However, it was a little off-putting to my young boys, especially my toddler, because you could actually see the cream. It would actually separate, and he's like, "Mom, what's in my milk? I don't want to drink this." So it was a little shocking to him and a little off-putting. I mean, you could see in here the cream line was like down to here, which is wonderful, but it was a little bit of culture shock for the kids, and we'll have to like ease into something like that. So this one I just got is 6% milk fat, so it's not the full fat. And I'm hoping that this will go over just a little bit better. So I got 6 of those, which also the 6 was not enough to hold my family's milk needs for the month. But instead of buying 12, I wanted to see how this would go over with them, if it was something that was more palatable for them, before I go into buying 12. So I got 6 of those. I got another 6 of the orange juice. And this is Lakewood organic orange juice. That same one that I got in the last month's order. That was almost a perfect amount of orange juice, but you know, kids phases, I guess, of drinks, and now all of a sudden orange juice is my youngest son's favorite beverage right now. It was apple juice, but now apparently it's orange juice. So this may not last us the whole month of January, but we'll see. Then I got 5 pounds of carrots that I will divide up into smaller portions in Ziploc bags. And I'm actually glad that I got this because I need carrots and celery to make split pea soup that we really love. And I just finished the last of my carrots from the last time I ordered carrots, which was probably months ago. It took some time to go through, so happy to see that. Also, I bought 3 bunches of organic celery that I am going to dice up myself and then freeze. Again, I'm going to use this in our split pea soup, and then I'll just dice up the rest, put them in sandwich bags, excuse me, and freeze these in smaller portions so that it's easier for us to use. I did get some orange juice, and this is Honeycrisp apple juice, which I have not had before. I actually ordered I had originally ordered one big thing of apple juice, but we had not tried either one of these before. So I just got 2 of those to see how we like those. Over here we were out of maple syrup, so I got another organic maple syrup. We like to use liquid aminos for our soy sauce as a soy sauce replacement in this house, so I got another one of those. I was out of honey, and before I had been getting this wildflower honey from Azure, which I like, but it has a pretty strong flavor to it, and so sometimes in some recipes it was too much. So I'm hoping that this clover honey is going to be a little bit milder in flavor to be a little bit more versatile. And then another little luxury item that I got was I wanted to try this organic olive oil, and I saw this over on Acre Homestead. She was talking about it and really made it sound yummy. So I wanted to just give it a shot and see what I thought of it. Back here, I got 1 bag of barley, and at the start of the pantry challenge, I made a beef barley soup with venison, and that barley that was in my cabinet had been in there for maybe 2 years, maybe a year, I don't know. It had been in there for a really long time. But we really enjoyed it, and we have so much venison downstairs that I'll definitely make beef barley again with the venison. So I just got some more barley. Speaking of the split pea soup, I got 5 pounds of split peas. We really like split pea soup, and we only had 1 little bag left of the split peas. So I just decided to get a large portion of that. And then I also got some bread flour, and this is 5 pounds of bread flour. And this is what I'm going to be using to make like my sandwich breads and things like that. I have a little bit of bread flour in my pantry, but I'm hoping to make lots of sandwich bread, which I have slowly started on. I got 3 5-pound bags of organic russet potatoes. I have grown potatoes in the past with not great success. Like they're more like new potatoes when I grow them. So that's on my to-do list to do this better. And that's always been my fault in growing potatoes. I've always grown them in a container, which there's nothing wrong with growing potatoes in a container if you're going to be mindful of your growing, and I never fertilized or fed those plants, so that's why I got dinky little potatoes. I was not very good at container growing this past year. I tried to do more container growing, and I just didn't stay on top of it and feed them like I needed to. So that's all of our consumable things. And then I got a bunch of stuff for our chickens that we hadn't bought in quite some time. So this is a bag of grubs. These are mealworms. And we buy a lot from this Scratch and Peck company. It's a really great company. And we've been buying from them for at least a year now. But we just give this to them as like a protein boost or a treat, especially, you know, now during the winter. They need a nice little protein boost. I think this one bag, I got this bag last year at about this time, and we're just now almost out of it. So that was a good investment. And the chickens really like that. And then for the other things, I'm going to have to bring you down to show you because I cannot pick them up. So you guys aren't going to be able to see my face, but that's okay. So this is, I think, a 50-pound bag. I believe. Yeah. A 50-pound bag of organic, soy-free layer pellets. And honestly, we have this on hand for when we're feeling lazy. Or if we're going on vacation, when we still had my lake house and things like that, we would obviously need to use the layer feed. Anytime when you're away from your chickens, they need to have free access to food so that they can eat and survive on their own. So we just have this on hand, and we haven't had to buy pellets in a really long time. And when we were before we started fermenting our food, this is what we were getting. And then we started to ferment our food, so we moved to that. But this is nice to have on hand as a backup if we need or want to take a break from being out every day, every morning, feeding the girls. It's nice to have this around. And then over here, this is our grain that we buy for our girls. It's from that same Scratch and Peck company as the grubs. And this is also organic, but this is the seeds these are full grains, full seeds that we ferment in water and feed that way to our girls. And so we used to, when we had our full flock, I used to get 2 of these every month, and we'd inevitably have too much, but 1 was not enough, so I would get I would get 2, and then I would get 1, and then I would get 2, and then I would get 1 kind of a deal. Now that we're half the flock, 1 is enough for us. And we just had opened our last bag, so I always like to have an extra on hand because we did run into the issue in 2020 of not having access to the feed that we wanted. And we do choose, I mean, we don't have to ferment our food. We choose to ferment our food. We don't have to have organic feed, but that's what we choose to do while we can. So we were having to buy things that we did not know anything about from companies we didn't know anything about. And so I always like to have 1 on hand. So we have a whole bag in our chicken feeder container, and I always like to have an extra 1 on hand. And then lastly, this big mamma jamma, and this is a 5-gallon bucket of organic apple cider vinegar, which is ridiculously heavy. And Mike makes his own apple cider vinegar, and that's great for his personal use. He drinks the apple cider vinegar, and I could use that as like a dressings and things like that. But when it comes to certain things where you need a guaranteed acidity, you have to get commercial. Also, we do use this for the chickens. It's really good for them. We use it in cooking, and I also use it in making products. And I'm actually going to be shooting a video here soon on a product that actually inspired me to get this large of a container, because it's increased our use of apple cider vinegar, and instead of buying like 2 gallons worth of it, I figured why not buy the 5 gallons and save us some money. But it's definitely gives you an arm workout. So yeah, this is my Azure haul for this month during this challenge. I tried to stick to the things that we need to buy things for our chickens. We need dairy, but still no convenience foods type of a thing. And I just got a couple of vegetables that has helped me realize what I need to grow more myself, and just guide me in my next gardening year and so forth. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.